Hello and welcome to Module 4 of MFA 608. And this week we are going to do some activities of working with editors and different type of editing techniques defined. Going right to the learning objectives, I will let you read these on your own, as this video is designed to show you how to do the things. Moving on to the module overview, I'll let you read through this, although I want to point out this link right here, the different stages of editing a novel. This is an important link that brings you to this web page right here, and it helps define the different types of editing that is done. Please note this is important for you to reference because you will be using this in an activity during this module. Next, let's take a look at the module at a glance. Once again, you will be able to read that on your own as I will be explaining the next steps. For the readings and resources, these are extremely helpful when it comes to different styles of editing. I will point out this is a little tool right here called Grammar 101. If you are a little rusty on your grammar, it's important that you understand some basic concepts. As I read work from students, I notice that the most common mistake that I see is a comma splice. If you don't know what a comma splice is, I recommend that you look it up and make sure you do not use it in your writing because it is incorrect and it actually has a negative impact on your writing. Moving on to before you get started, as always, I'll post an additional lesson video in the announcement section, and I'll let it be a surprise. You can go take a look at it after you're done watching this video. For 4-2, this is the first assignment. Let's go ahead and take a look by clicking here. That's the wrong one. There we go. This is the activity. This is the scenario. A client brings you a piece of writing. They are asking for a proofread, okay, which is your least expensive service. Now, what is a proofread? Well, again, if you go back to that web page I showed you, proofread would be down here at the very bottom. It's one of the very last steps. That's what they're asking. That's what they want you to do. However, as you read it, you have to figure out what kind of edit does it really need. So after you've read the piece, you will go back through and say, actually, it could be used in a line edit, or it needs some developmental editing, or it needs copy editing, or perhaps it does need a proofread. You need to determine what you think that piece of work needs. And then you are going to actually do that kind of proofread, or that kind of edit rather, based on what you think it needs. So there's two parts to this. There is a brief letter explaining what you think actually it needs, whether it be a proofread or something else. So you're going to write a letter that says, hey, this is what I actually think you need. And then you're actually going to take their document and do the proper editing that you think it requires. What document is it, you say? Well, it's accessed by clicking the link on the rubric. This is the actual assignment right here. When you click on that link, it'll download this. It's not very long. What? 3.5 pages. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to read through this, figure out what kind of edit it needs, do that kind of edit, and then you'll write a letter saying this is the kind of edit that you actually need, and here's an example because I'm going to apply that. And again, the different types of editing you think it needs would be based on your reading of this article right here. That's for 4-2. and then you would just upload this. So I am in professor view and student view. It actually give you a chance to upload it. You can upload two different files. One is the letter and one is the actual feedback. That's fine. Going to 4-3, well, actually this shows you an example of what they would do after you've completed the one before. This is an example of the kind of markup that someone would do. For 4-3, you're going to notice a pattern in this class. So for Module 3, you had to write a paper on your philosophy when it comes to mentoring. We'll have 3 papers like that throughout the semester in Module 3, Modules 5, and Module 7. Then the module following that, you're going to upload it so your peers can review it. So I'm going to demonstrate how to do that. So you've already written this paper, and what you're going to do is you're going to go to Annotate. So this is the paper that you wrote for Module 3. You take your paper that you went to Module 3. Now you will notice I have several boxes here. Find the course that we're in. So in this case it would be this one. This is the most recent one. So we're going to click on here and we're going to open. If you're taking more than one course, you'll see more than one box. And we are working on 4-3. So you're going to double click this little folder and you'll notice there's nothing in here because no one has uploaded any files yet. Well, you need to upload a file. So to do that, you just click on Upload File. And then I'm going to just drag and drop a test document over here so you can see it. I have now loaded a file. So in theory, when you go in, you should be able to see everyone's files. To look at their file as a preview, it kind of shows it over here. But we want to be able to make comments on it. So to do that, you actually double click on the file and it opens up a new screen. This is where we are allowed to now make some comments, and we can do this a few different ways. The easiest way to do this is just to highlight the text, and once we've done that, it gives us a few options. We can either keep that as highlight and make some notes. This is interesting. Okay, let's save that. And then we've highlighted the text and we've made a note over here. The person can then edit that comment or someone else can reply to that comment. If they so choose. But you can do more than just highlighting. We could also highlight the text and choose that we wanted to underline it, we wanted to insert something there, we wanted to strike through, we wanted to edit what they were saying. So these are the different things we could do. So strike through would be like you're recommending that they should just get rid of that section. So if we just strike through and say, this isn't needed, then that's what it looks like. When we're done, we just go back to the document index, and then you will note that for this document, there has been some people who have made some annotations. For the assignment, what you need to do is you need to upload your paper, and then you're going to give feedback to 2 of your classmates. So let's go ahead and take the rubric. You're going to provide specific examples of strengths and weaknesses in the work, like I just showed you how to do using the annotate feature. And then suggest specific areas for revision. So for me, I would do like a summary at the end, say, here are my overall thoughts on this. You have to give critiques to at least 2 of your classmates, and your responses need to be grammatically correct. So that is how we are going to do assignment 4-3. Okay, so again, please upload your paper to this assignment from last module as soon as possible so people can start working on this. And then lastly, we have the friendly reminder that we are uploading links and tools and articles to that 1-3 discussion board, which we have talked about on multiple occasions. And that is what we are doing here for module number 4.